these companies may not even be used to seeing so much volume. And they'll be like, what are you doing? How are you doing that? Well, it's because you're taking more risk, right? You're putting your neck on the line. And if you put your neck on the line, you deserve to make more money. If you can generate more margins, then bravo, because you're the one that's making this all happen. You will fail more than you will succeed. I can guarantee you that, okay? When you're testing media, most buys will not work. It's just, it is what it is. And that's the best thing about this business is you really could fail 90% of the time and have a massive business, right? So like, if you have one winning media buy for every 10 that you test, it's huge, right? Because what happens is that one buy, you're going to scale. You're going to be able to take that buy and you're going to be able to overcome all of the spend on those other 9 tests to be in a place where you have a winning placement. And now you turn the dial up, right? So if you think about it, right, let's say, earlier we said we had a $2,000 budget. Someone starting out that's newer wouldn't have this type of budget, but bigger companies like mine, we might have a $20,000 test budget where we test $2,000 to 10 different placements, right? Well, if we do that and 9 out of the 10 fail, well, then we would have lost $18,000, right? Well, that doesn't mean that it's zero, by the way, okay? When they don't work, it doesn't mean that you got zero revenue back, right? You could get half your money back, right? You may generate leads and then, you may only generate 500 leads versus the 1,000 that you generated earlier. And in that case, you'd only generate 15 sales, right? And in that case, at the $100 CPA, right? Instead of making $3,000, you make $1,500, but you paid $2,000 for that. So you only lost $500, right? You're going to get money back in return from the advertiser for the sales you generate. It just may not be profitable for you, right? So in that scenario, let's say you did that and you lost on 9 of the media buys where you lost $500 a piece, right? All right, well, you lost $4,500. If all 9 were like that, some might break even, right? Some might bomb. Just some may not hit your margin. Maybe like you make 10%. That's not that as exciting for you, right? You need to tweak something. Either the cost of the media needs to be less, you got to get more clicks, right? You got to get more leads, you got to convert the sale higher. All these moving parts will determine the arbitrage, if it can work or not. But the thing is that one media buy that works is going to pay for all of those 9 that you lost and then some. So if you think about it, over a 6-month period, if you're working with a partner, and each month you test 10 placements and you find one winner, by 6 months from now, you'd have 6 placements that are winning, that are awesome, that convert sales for your partner. You're generating leads, and now you're getting paid out on that sale, but you're killing it. Now, I haven't even got into the fact that you own those leads when you generate those leads, and you can now make money off of that data, but that's for a later date, all right? We're not going to get into that right now. But bottom line is, the biggest value is you controlling traffic, right? And when you do that and you're generating leads, if you generate 1,000 leads for each of those partners, if you tested 10 partners, 1,000 leads, now you have 10,000 people in your database that signed up interested in kitchen renovation. Now, they only converted 3%. But that doesn't mean you can't remarket to those people, right? Yeah, you can send emails to them. You can reach out to them. They've opted in. They've given you permission to reach out to them. And you can try to get them at a later date, maybe when they're ready, to show interest in renovating their kitchen. Or perhaps they're interested in something else. And that's where you can find other relevant offers that you can promote so you can monetize that list, right? If you can make $1 per record on 10,000 leads, that's $10,000 a month. 50 cents, you make $5,000 a month. let's say in 6 months from now, if you do that, right, and you do the 1 wins out of the 10, you generate 10,000 leads a month times 6, right? Now you have 60,000 leads. If you're making 50 cents for every record, you're making $30,000 a month on that data internally. And that's just hitting the bottom line. That's ancillary revenue. That's extra net profit, because everything we're doing here is ultimately designed for you to be profitable on the media buy, right? So that's why, like, later on, once you can figure out what the values are on the back end, if you can monetize the data, that's where, if you're doing things like this, where you're arbitraging leads, you may not even have to be profitable for it to be worth your while, because you're building your database up and you're able to monetize that data at the back end. Okay? Make sense? It's a whole different story there. So I'm trying to explain to you guys, there's tons of upside here. There's a lot of opportunity. So step 7 here is we want to analyze and we want to optimize. So ultimately what that means is we want to have the ability to look at it and say, did it work? Are we going to do it again? Or did it back out? Right? We're either going to optimize it or we're going to kill it. Right? Optimizing it means we're ultimately going to scale this business. We might change some creatives, we might do some things here, or we're going to kill it. It's not worth it. It just was so off and it's not worth it. There was no response whatsoever. It didn't work. It's not worth our time. So a little summary here to go over this. And I know this was long, but this is very valuable. I'm giving you a business model to start a lead gen business. My Survey Detective platform will literally help you be able to generate leads that you can sell to partners using this model, this lead gen arbitrage model of taking my platform, creating a survey, segmenting the data, getting interest, finding people that want to sign up and find out about more information about kitchen renovation. And then you sell those leads to the kitchen renovation company, right? And you're doing it all through Survey Detective. I'm literally giving you everything, right? There's going to be jobs being created, businesses being created off of Survey Detective. People that need leads, like the advertisers, the coaches, the consulting agencies, will be able to use my platform, right? But there'll be people that will come in that don't have any of that can come in and just start their own businesses with my platform and build huge businesses, right? There's going to be people that are going to come in that are the coaches, the consultant agencies, the advertisers, and they don't want to go and build the service. They want somebody else to do it. That could be somebody that's inside who knows how to use my Survey Detective platform, right? That's why we're going to certify people to be survey detectives, right? Once you stamp that you're a survey detective, it means you know what you're doing. You know everything that I know. And anybody that sees that stamp should feel comfortable that you know what you're doing, right? Because you passed everything that I've taught you on how to use this platform to generate leads. But so just to go over this simple lead gen arbitrage summary is, number 1, you want to learn and understand what your revenue per lead is on the offer that you're looking to arbitrage. You want to then determine, number 2, what margin goal you want to work on so that you can then figure out what your cost per lead allowable is to go out and buy media. Then, once you have those numbers, you know your revenue per lead, you know what the margins are, you know what your cost per allowable is, you got to go out and test. You got to go out and find new media partners. You want to find new media partners that are similar to the numbers you just modeled off of the tests that you performed, so that you can now figure out if this is going to work, right? So when you're finding these partners, you want to understand how are they charging you to get traffic, right? You want to figure out what the CPL is that you're going to be paying them. So if they're willing to get paid on a CPL, then great. Then you don't have to worry about any other stuff of converting it from a CPM or a CPC. But there's a lot of good media out there, then they won't run it on a CPL. If you want to go out and buy media on Facebook or Google or Bing or some native platform, they're not letting you buy it on a CPL. No. You got to buy it on a CPM, a CPC. So you got to work your way backwards to figure this part out. You got to figure out what the CPL is to you based on what you're making. So Once you do that, step 6 is you evaluate. You want to compare your numbers to make a decision if you want to move forward or not. If the answer is yes, then you actually look and analyze the real numbers versus your projected numbers to determine, is this something that you can scale if it worked? Is it something that is close, worked okay, but you can optimize and willing to work harder to make that work? Or is it so bad that you need to kill it? So those are the 7 steps in this lead gen arbitrage model that you would follow to determine if this is a business for you, if you can do this. And anybody can do it. I'm telling you, anybody can do it. Yes, it might sound a little confusing. There's a lot of numbers, but if you start plugging these numbers in, you'll see, and it makes a lot of sense. And it's really a beautiful business, right? I'll tell you right now, just as a bonus of how this would work. Yes, you're buying a CPL, but we talked about this, right? From a CPM perspective, we just did it, right? The partner wanted to charge us $2 $1,000. So we took the million emails. We knew we were making $3,000. So our revenue per 1,000, right? So how do you figure that out? You look at what's the total revenue and you divide it, right? You take the 1 million, divide that by 1,000, multiply that 1,000 times 3,000, right? That's median math. Works out to $3 1,000. So you'd be paying $2 1,000, you're making $3 1,000. It works, right? If you wanted to buy in a CPC, if someone's like, hey, you can only pay me on a click, well, you got to figure out, like we just did earlier with the CPM, what are you making on every click that is generated? And I went through that number for us earlier. We got 5,000 clicks, right? Remember, we got 5,000 clicks in that email. And of those 5,000 clicks, we're generating about 60 cents for that click, right? Because we're making $3,000. So you take $3,000 divided by the 5,000, you get 60 cents on that click. So the cost per click, what were we paying? You take whatever you were paying, the $2,000, you divide it by the 5,000 clicks, and you got 40 cents CPC, right? So you're able to afford 40 cents CPC for a mailer. Now, paying on a CPM and a CPC, it's the same thing. It's the same exact numbers, right? You're making 20 cents net on a CPC. You're making $3 to the $2 CPM. So you're paying $1 on a revenue per 1,000. On a CPM, you're making $1. On the CPC, you're making 20 cents. On the CPL, you're making $1. They're all the same numbers. Really, all the things, the only difference is in the partnership that you have with your media partner, who's taking on more risk in the beginning. That's it. If you are buying and paying on a CPM, you are taking on more risk. If you're going to pay them only when they generate a lead, then the publisher's taking more risk because you're only paying them when you generate a lead, right? So a middle could be a CPC, right? So they're mailing and you're not paying unless somebody clicks to see your landing page, right? And on your side, you don't know if they're going to sign up or not. So you're willing to pay for the click to get them there. And that seems like always like a fair comparison. So the click basis usually is like the middle ground that makes the most sense, and both sides are taking some sort of risk. And it's a fair partnership, right? Because in any partnership, both parties need to win. If both parties aren't winning, then it doesn't work, right? And we know on lead gen how the 3 people that need to win, number 1, the consumer. It needs to make sense for the consumer. We need to bring value to the consumer, right? They need to be happy with what they're doing. We're getting them something that they're interested in. In this case, they want to renovate their kitchen, right? So if they find a good deal to renovate their kitchen, we help them, right? If we were profitable doing that, now we're happy. The advertiser now sold to person and now they have a new customer. They're happy. The person that's selling us the media, we're paying them what they want, they're happy. So there's 4 people in this scenario, there's 4, right? The media partner, us, the advertiser, and the consumer. So there's 4, right? Consumer needs to be happy about buying it. The advertiser got a new customer. We're able to arbitrage this and make money and be profitable. And the affiliate partner is making money on the spend that we're doing with them. And for us, we also just built our database. Biggest value of all of them. Bottom line is, biggest value. That is going to allow us to build the business into a much bigger entity by owning the data. Huge, huge, huge. So, yeah, man, it's pretty exciting. That's it. Lead gen arbitrage, ABC 1, 2, 3. I know this was long. I hope it was helpful. I'm telling you, I could sell this as a course for thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Should you be able to get it day one? I don't expect you to. No. If you do, bravo, you're awesome. It takes a long time. This is me doing this for 20 plus years, right? It's taken me a long time to do this. But if you're willing to sit here and try to learn this, it's powerful, guys. Like once you understand this, you'll never be out of work ever again, unless you don't want to do it and you're just not in the mood to do it. But you can build a business off of lead gen any day of the week on any offer, right? Whether they want to pay you on a lead or a sale. That's it, right? And if you're going to people that are paying on a sale and you're able to now go out and scale it by generating more leads, these companies may not even be used to seeing so much volume. And they'll be like, what are you doing? How are you doing that? Well, it's because you're taking more risk, right? You're putting your neck on the line. And if you put your neck on the line, you deserve to make more money. If you can generate more margins, then bravo, because you're the one that's making this all happen. So I hope this was helpful. I know people in my community have been asking me to do this, so I promised I would, and I know that it's extensive, but the people that get this will be killing it one day, killing it. So go back over this. Take out a notebook, listen to it, watch it, take notes, watch it very slowly. Get a piece, pause it, write it down, write your notes, start it again, write down step 2, right? Until you understand it. If you don't understand it, ask me, reach out to me, all right? You can join my text community, 917-636-1998. Shoot me a text. You'll get opted into my text community where you can communicate directly with me, which a lot of people do. And I try to answer as many as I can. Certainly weekly, I try to get to it as much as I can on a daily basis. I can't answer all of them because there's a lot, but I do the best I can. But I do try to respond. This today was done because people were asking me inside the text community. So I figured rather than going back to each one individually, I would do this. So I've answered your prayers. Whoever you know who you are out there that asked for this. You could obviously follow me on Instagram, but subscribe to the podcast. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share this with anybody you think that it might be helpful for. And say hi to me, man. I love to hear from people. Love to hear your thoughts. If you have any comments, comment below. Let me know what you're thinking. And I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you listening to me. I hope this was helpful. I hope I changed somebody's life today. One person. If I did it for one person, that's meaningful for me. And that's all that matters right now. So with that said, I appreciate y'all. Performance marketers, you guys rock. Thankful for all of you. Be well, be blessed, and have a good day. I'm out.